where exactly does the information from ChatGPT 3.5 specifically come from? Who or what is the content behind ChatGPT? I know we kind of know, but do we? I really want to go to the source today and go into ChatGPT itself and ask him, her, it, they, where the information is from. I have a feeling, I have a little bit of knowledge, and I want more. Hi, I'm Steph from Coffee Like Media. I help my clients repurpose their podcast into text and video formats to reach a wider audience. And I will be talking about not just repurposing, but newsletters and ChatGPT at the Podfest Masterclass AI Summit next Tuesday. The masterclass actually starts this Friday and continues on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. I will have a code in the show notes or video notes for you so you can get in for free. They even offered to make AI tunified images of all of the attendees. You just have to give them an image and they will make one for you. Okay, so let's get to this. Who is Chatty? Good afternoon. I want to know who you are. So here's the thing. I've heard that ChatGPT 3.5 is trained on a lot of data. What in the world does that mean?
I see your curiosity. Well, ChatGPT 3.5, that's me, has been fed tons of text from all over the internet. Think websites, books, articles, you name it. All that text helps me understand language and have conversations with you. So basically, I've been soaking up info like a sponge.
And yes, you can see my husband behind me. I work from home. It's okay. Okay, so here's the thing. When you say tons of texts, give us a number. How much is that? How many texts?
It's tough to pin down an exact number, but imagine millions upon millions of texts.
Okay.
We're talking about a massive amount of written material covering a wide range of topics. Basically, I've been exposed to a whole library's worth of words.
So when you say text, do you mean to tell me that everything you've been trained on is in the written word, no spoken, audio, video, nothing like that?
It's all about written text. No audio or video involved. I've been trained on written material to understand and generate text-based responses like we're doing right now.
So I'm curious about the voice option that we're doing here because written and spoken language are really different. Why did OpenAI decide to have a voice prompt?
Well, having a voice prompt adds a more natural and conversational feel to our interaction. It's like we're having a real conversation, even though it's all happening through text. It also allows for accessibility, making it easier for people who prefer or need to interact through voice. Overall, it enhances the user experience and makes our chat feel more human-like.
That's very true, especially the accessibility part. And for lazy people like me, it's nice to talk versus always reading and typing. But here's the thing. The text that you're trained on are much more formal than spoken language. Is there anything, are there any prompts we can use to help you be more like, or be less formal and reply with shorter replies? Those are the two main things that stick out to me.
Absolutely. If you want me to be less formal and reply with shorter responses, just let me know. You can use more casual language and ask for brief answers. For example, you can say things like, keep it casual, or short and sweet, please. Just give me a heads up, and I'll adjust my responses accordingly.
Awesome. And as far as the formal, oh, you already said that. Just keep it casual. I see. Okay. What else should we know about the information that you're trained on? Is it mostly academic texts or is it a wider range than that?
It's a pretty wide range. Sure, there's academic stuff in there, but also news articles, blog posts, forums, social media, and more. Basically, if it's been written down and publicly available, there's a good chance I've seen it. So I'm familiar with all sorts of topics and styles of writing.
Wait, did you say social media? It's thinking. It's stuck on Did you say social media? Doesn't like my question.
Yep, you heard that right. Social media posts are part of the mix too. That means I've seen everything from tweets to Facebook updates and beyond. So, if you ever want to chat about something trending or viral, I'm all ears.
But does ChatGPT 3.5, do you have access to current social media or up to a certain date?
I'm up to date until January 2022. So any social media content created or published after that date isn't in my memory banks. However, I've still got a ton of content to draw from before that cutoff date.
You do. You definitely do. Talk to me about the mix of, for example, men to women in the
It's a bit of a mix.
talk to me about the mix of men to women in the text that you've been trained on. How is that ratio? I'm stumping it today. Is there any information on the text that you've been trained on and the genders of the people who wrote them? Okay, so who wrote more of these texts that you were trained on, men or women? This is the last question I'm going to try. I don't know that it's working that well today. I'm not going to get an answer to that one. Okay. Any final things you can tell me about the texts that you're trained on? Any traits on those texts that would be interesting to know? Okay. How are you doing? You're not answering any questions anymore. There's a way to be too inquisitive with Chatty. Okay. Is there anything else I should know about the text that you were trained on? I'm stubborn. All right. Thank you. There's just some days when Chatty just stops and says, nope, no more. And this is one of those days. So I know I can probably look through the documentation of ChatGPT 3.5 to find the information that I just asked it about. And I may, but I probably won't because I'm inherently lazy. Just like you are, because you're listening to this podcast episode about this or watching the YouTube video instead of going into the documentation. We are the same, you and I. Okay, so who knows? Is this information completely true? It certainly is vague enough to be both true and false. So I don't think we've really made any giant headway, except for you can tell Chatty to keep it casual, to lower the formality level, and to be brief. I need to start doing that because the long answers that Chatty gives me are a bit exhausting. So these are two tips that they provided to get over the overly formalness of being trained on texts. When you're using the voice prompts, you're using spoken language, which is incredibly different than written language. Yeah, I know. I can get language geeky because I was a language teacher for over 15 years, and that's where my head still sits. That's where my head sits. That's where my tent is pitched. I don't know. Whatever analogy works for you, insert it there. I'm going to go now. Don't forget to check the show notes or video notes for your Podfest AI Summit free ticket, as well as the ability to get AI tunified courtesy of them. You just got to supply a picture. Of course, check out coffeelike.substack.com for the other conversations that I have with Chatty, as well as other ways that you can use ChatGPT for your podcasting ecosystem. And of course, on Tuesday is when my session at Podfest AI Summit is. So please feel free to check it out. It's 4:00 my time, which is about 4:30 my time, which is just check the show notes or video notes. I'm not gonna do the time difference when the recorder's on. Magnetic fields make that not happen, as well as my word order being weird. Coffeelike.substack.com. Clearly, my brain is done with talking. Okay, bye. Hi, I'm Steph from Coffee Like Media, and I help my students. Jeez, Louise,